Time now to turn back to Hannah Skye in the Storm Alert Center. And Hannah, it is a storm alert weather day. Some heavy rain moving our way and wind.
Yes, wind really is going to be our biggest thing here. The storm alert weather day is, we'll see this through the afternoon. It's a marginal, which is a 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. So that is a low end threat, but still, this is more of a precautionary thing. The rain has just started to work into areas of our northwestern counties, but still we could see, those biggest risks are going to be the heavy wind. You might see some heavy rain and lightning. While low, the tornado threat is not 0. So that's why I am mentioning it, but it is a very low risk for that. So let's go ahead and look at that line as it's moving its way through. So here's a look at our current radar right now. Actually, I don't have it playing in time, but right now there is a special weather statement for areas of Jackson County that is going to be in effect for just a while. And this is mostly, again, due to heavy winds. Now, Doppler radar was catching winds that were moving at about 50 miles per hour with that storm, maybe some heavy lightning and heavy rain working its way through, but we are starting to see that heavy rain work its way into our area in areas such as Altamont, Dunlap, and this is going to start to work into our area not in just a short period of time. But here's a look at that severe weather outlook today. Again, the dark green means a marginal 1 out of 5 risk for you. So it's for most of our viewing area. I think it has shifted down to the south just a little bit, starting to get a little bit closer to the Chattanooga metro area. But of course, Bakewell, Soddy Daisy, Dunlap, Cagle, Altamont, which is already starting to see those heavier showers, areas of Colmont, Monte Eagle, Dayton, Decatur, all under that marginal risk. Again, we're kind of, in that storm alert weather mode more of as a precaution. The damaging wind outlook, here's kind of those areas where we're most likely to, there's the possibility to see some of that heavier wind working its way through along with these storms. I got that 5% hatch over there. And then also taking a look at the tornado risk. Let's see, they might have actually, I'll have to double check that because before it was showing something, now it's not. So let me double check that for you and I'll make sure that I have that accurate. Futurecast, there's a look at around 1 p.m. that rain continues to work its way through. This is all along a cold front. Now that's what's giving us that heavier rain. You'll notice that we still see continued showers till about those evening hours, and then it trickles on off and we begin to dry up and also cool off as we head into the next several days. We're going to see more of that cold snap. So, heading into, let's see, that's another, here we go. Here was a look at just another severe weather parameter I was looking at. So I don't know if you guys can really tell this, but from my end of the things, it's showing that the storms are weakening as it works its way through, which is good news for us. The potential rainfall amounts that we could see are, probably going to be a little bit marginal for our area. You go farther over to the west over here, that's when we start to see a little bit more of the chance for, maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of that rainfall. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast for you, just to recap, by, today we're still going to see some strong storms work their way through. Or I say strong, I mean more like heavy rain and some winds. And then heading into the next couple of days, we dry out and really begin to cool off.
This is a special edition of Local 3 News, Storm Alert Weather Day.
Good afternoon, guys. 1:52 is your time. We've had rain and some storms work their way through. You could hear that rain and see that hail here at the Local 3 studio, but large portions of our region are under a marginal. That's a 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. This is on the low end of scale, and we're really not looking at any type of tornado threat. So this really is just more of a precautionary thing, but we have already seen heavy winds, heavy rain, a good deal of hail, and also lightning. So this has been occurring from it started around 12:30 p.m. and it continues to linger on through the afternoon. There is a special weather statement that is in effect for a large portion of our viewing area here. So this is covering areas such as Chattanooga, Middle Valley, Soddy Daisy, starting to push out of those areas, heading into Ottawa, Cleveland. It's going to start working its way into these areas next. Now, there has been some hail associated with this storm. We've had lots of heavy winds, I believe in excess of about 30, 45 miles per hour. So here you can see we've got a little bit of a hail core here working its way outside of Ottawa here in that purple. That's where you can see that hail. We had some hail previously in the Chattanooga area, areas such as Lookout Mountain in Tennessee and in Georgia. Other than that, I'm not seeing as much on the map, but still, you guys could see some hail that radar is not picking up. So here is a look at that severe weather outlook. These areas in that dark green are the areas where severe weather could potentially happen. But again, it's marginal, 1 out of 5. It is on the low end of that scale. We have not seen any severe warned storms as of yet, and I'm suspecting that we likely won't, as I think these storms are going to continue to weaken as they work their way through. So quite a large area that we are continuing to keep an eye on. Here's a look at where we could potentially see damaging winds, and you'll notice it pretty much all just lines up to where we were looking at that severe weather risk. We are not looking at any risk for tornadoes. We did have a small portion that was looking at that 2% hatch, but that has been discontinued by the Storm Prediction Center, which is wonderful news. Again, biggest threats are just going to be straight line winds and a little bit of that hail, lightning. Make sure if you hear that lightning, you're heading inside. So here's a look heading forward in time. So we got a large swath of this area due to that cold front. So moving into areas such as, just over to our east here. This is going to continue after that initial line works through. We still could see some lighter showers and rain work its way through. And this is going to continue into the evening hours. Will then quickly dry up. We're not going to look at any more severe weather for the next several days, or at least, I don't think it's going to be raining for the next several days. And then going ahead more in time, things are going to dry out and continue to clear up and cool off. So overall, the rainfall amounts are very negligible. They've had a lot of heavy rain at once, but it moved through very quickly. So not really going to see a lot in regards to our accumulation amounts. But again, always, you can download the Local 3 weather app. It's a great tool to have, easy to use. You can just scan this QR code or look up the Local 3 weather app on the App Store. And then taking a look at right now, we have, this is our Creative Discovery Museum camera, so lots of rain working its way through downtown Chattanooga. Doesn't sound quite as heavy as it was before, because when I had my last cut-in, the rain was pouring down. But overall, today, expect it to be wet. We're looking at warmer temperatures of around 70 degrees. And of course, we had some very thick, soupy fog earlier this morning. It looks like the rain is really going to push that out. But after these storms work through, just expect it to continue to be wet for the rest of this evening. But so again, a wet day today, leading into drier conditions really for the rest of the week. We're also going to cool off quite substantially. This cold front is a strong cold front, and it's going to drop our temperatures down back into the 30s and eventually the 20s as we head into next weekend. I'll be going live on Facebook just momentarily. We'll continue to keep you updated.